Well, here we are. Boy, that was kind of weird. Well, it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, and I'm looking forward to talk with you a little bit about a book that just came across my desk about Revenge of the Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm wrote The Tipping Point, and this is a revenge of the tipping point in which he says that the same forces that make good ideas spread can also make dangerous ideas explode. I'm thinking of a uh, phrase that one of my real estate professors said some years ago, that is, a thinnest pancake has two sides. So you just need to understand that. And so good ideas, bad ideas, sometimes what's good for the goose is good for the gander, as they say. Gladwell argues that our hyper-connected world today has created an environment where misinformation, outrage, and extreme behaviors can tip faster than ever before. It's almost like it's on turbo time. Tiny triggers like one video, one rumor, one bad interaction can escalate into large scale reactions. The piece warns us that understanding how tipping points work isn't optional anymore. We must consciously shape context, communication, and human connection so that the things that tip move us towards stability, not away from it. So a couple of talking points and catchphrases that I'll go through with you. First of all, negative ideas spread faster than positive ideas. Bad is stickier than good unless we intervene. I was reminded this morning about how if you have a test and a perfect score is 100 and you make 95, you're more concerned about the 5 things you don't get right than the 95 things you do get right. It's just we're looking at what I get wrong, as opposed to saying, man, I got 95% right. Fear, outrage, and conflict ignite faster than positive messages because humans are wired to react to threat. Fight or flight kind of idea, I think. Secondly, technology accelerates every spark. Catchphrases, one click can tip an entire culture. One click. It doesn't mean that one click does it. It means that one click is the culmination of what tips. There's a buildup. There's got to be a buildup. Social media creates instant amplification. Small events become huge narratives before anyone checks the facts. I mean, have you ever sent something out that you got on the internet that you thought about it, said, yeah, that sounds about right. You sent it out and you realized that it wasn't right. I had a friend that used to correct me all the time because I see stuff and I think it's right and I send it out. And he used to correct me all the time. I don't send nearly as much stuff out as I used to because a lot of the stuff on the internet is just bogus. That's exactly what Abraham Lincoln said. Don't trust everything you read on the internet. Context collapse equals emotional overload. When everything feels urgent, everything feels dangerous, and nothing is important. I mean, if everything's urgent, then nothing's urgent. If you have a list of 10 things to do and they're all number one top priority, none of them are top priority. Our brains just aren't meant to process global crises in real time, so we overreact to small things. So we'll get things done like small things that don't matter and let the big things just kind of blow in a breeze. Broken trust creates epidemics of cynicism. Where trust breaks down, panic fills the vacuum. I think that's so true. If you have a trusting relationship, a trusting job, a trusting thing going on, then everything's fine. There may be some glitches in the process, but things are fine. But when trust evaporates, fear sets in, instability sets in, questioning every move you make sets in. It's chaotic. So that trust thing is just so incredibly important. probably one of the most important values that there is out there. It's one of my top. So when institutions are failure, or leaders lose credibility, fail, people turn to rumors, assumptions, extreme explanations, and feather bedding. They're going to get, they're going to take care of their little pot of gold over here as opposed to sharing their ideas. And finally, and the last point, positive tipping points still work if we use them intentionally. We can't stop epidemics, but we can steer them. By elevating credible voices, reinforcing community norms, and creating stability, we can tip a different direction. I was thinking about how the world stopped when COVID happened. It didn't stop for everybody. There were some organizations that continued to function at a high level because people were using their noggin and not just doing something that somebody else said to do. The government didn't know, and in fact, we find out now that the government was making a lot of stuff up. So using our brains to figure out what's the best course of action, even in the face of an epidemic, makes a lot of sense. We can steer, we can regulate, we can drive the boat. We don't have to be in a driverless Tesla. We can make decisions that make sense for us. So Gladwell's message is clear. The mechanics of tipping points aren't good or bad. They're neutral. It's our responsibility as leaders, nurses, regulators, community members, leaders all, to shape what spreads. If we don't, the most emotional, extreme, or misleading voices will tip first. Leaders need to shape what spreads. And who's a leader? Hello. I'm talking to leaders. I'm talking to people that have the leadership ability and the capability and the position. Even if you're not the CEO or the CFO or the COO, you are a leader of you. I like to think back on talking about the Marine Corps general orders. And the first general order is the one that I love to talk about the most because it sets the stage for what you do. The first general order of the Marine Corps is to take charge of this post and all government property in view. This is my world right here. Like Jesse Waters says, this is my world. Is your 3-foot rule. I mean, that's your world. That's your leadership circle for now. It may grow. You may get people under you to supervise, to lead. You may get equipment to manage. But we're all leaders. We're leading. The first person we lead is ourselves. It's our responsibility to shape what spreads. It's our responsibility to say the things we need to say, the proper things to say. And sometimes we need to take responsibility for what we say that's stupid or do that's stupid, whatever. You get that. So one powerful group question that Gladwell asks is, what small stabilizing action could we take? Could you take in your organization today that would prevent negativity from tipping? And the corollary is, what small stabilizing action could you take that would spark a positive epidemic of trust? Trust. It's an incredible word, incredible concept, incredibly valuable in life. So go do trust today. Go do trust. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the involvement and engagement in the conversation. And we'll look forward to seeing you some time in the future. If you want to need to know more information about what I do, you're welcome to go to the website, spreadyourgenius.com. or you can call me at 505-252-1224, and we can talk about how we might be able to work together on a strategy call. Good to see you here. Have a good day. God bless you.